I love it when you can analyze the days. You can really sit here and just really think about it. Charles was telling me something, and he was saying, well, you gotta look at this way. You either walk it or fail. I have probably talked this so many times over that this is hell on earth. Very much so. So I looked at this being hell, and the anti's here. The anti has this great little flocks. So I'll give you the anti. There's China, there's Japan, and there's India, which is Iran, Syria, Dubai, and all those countries, the Asian countries. And there's the anti. It sits right there, and how many gods are in the midst of that? It's not persuasion. I don't need sympathy. I'm not built by man's hands or anything. I'm not for people listening in that they're on the train. So there's a level. So there's a flat level. So everybody that's in hell, this is hell on earth. Hell on earth. It said in the time of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, if he found someone that was worthy, it would save that generation. I'm a hunter, so I'm going to hunt. I'm going to fish out people. I'm going to save. I will not leave nobody behind or forsake people, because I like when the other guy talked about, at least you repent, you shall all perish. I know it's spirits in front of them. So when people think that I don't see the spirit, you ever seen when you're in the belly of the beast and you don't know who you're under? Well, I always look at it like this. There's a thing called Princeton, Gloria, and Robert, and the Churchman. And there's 4 entities, false antichrist. So there's four people. They're playing a part. So when they're playing a part, those people, you're in their bellies. It's like you're in the Leviathan. But Jesus walked through hell and took up the cross for people by what? Because Jesus was not going to leave people behind for the devil to kill off. Sorry, ain't no sucker. Ain't no punk. One of my brothers in hell, he shot somebody. But it doesn't mean I'm not going to forsake him or give up on him. No, because that's my brother. At the end of the day, he's coming up. He's not going to stay in hell. If I died because of people, what they did to me, and it was an Indian woman that popped my placenta, and I had a heart attack on the dang the floor. What do you think is he? It's not a ghost of Casper. It's a real deal. Let's just say I'm merciful. It took a long time for me to sit there and forgive people, because I would hate you and let the whole world drown. And I wouldn't ask no questions and kill you off just by that. It's funny how one could stand over there, but actually if Tony is over there, no one drowns. If Najee is over there in the city of Oakland, no one drowns. Jesus. Shalom. So I'll give you this. It's not for the world's transaction. I don't want people listening. I'm not about the corruption and bias or anything. The devil can't hold me down. I'm telling you this much. So each person is in these spirits of anti. These are the last few moments. And I like it because when people wake up, they'll feel what I felt all along. They'll say, why did God forgive me? Me being the sinner of the world's being, I don't want nobody hearing on this truth. Why did the Lord have mercy on me? Because the Lord didn't want no wars. I didn't want no bloodshed anymore. Blood is precious to me. It's the most sacredest thing I've ever seen in my life. Blood. A child is my freedom card. Something that I note and send it off and say thank you. Because without the children, I wouldn't be able to look at the world today. I said if mine came out and mine went, as long as I know that the children can go. I always looked at having a bunch of dads and moms and brothers and sisters. I always looked at just one thing. That Donald Trump can't wake up mad. You ever seen somebody go into the Holy Spirit and you wonder why the freak are they laughing? And being drunk in the Spirit. Get to laugh on that day. I get to cry on that day for joy. Because God came to do the greatest thing. To give us freedom when we didn't deserve it.
Approaching our next station stop of Corcoran Station, coming right up.
A child of innocence gave me my life and I didn't deserve it. I might be Jesus. But greater in me than he is in the world. People come to the outcome to say, well, the children, my child's not greater than that child. Shut up. How dare you?
Now arriving Corcoran. This is Corcoran.
How dare you? Somebody just slap off your head. And it's not for the world's true. It's true. Because every child is a great I am. There's too much purity in children. There's too much holiness in children.
Corcoran Station, Amtrak 712, Bakersfield bound train, 712.
There's so much light.
One and only call. Doors are closing.
There's so much innocence and so much sun. I can't wait to see people laughing again. I kept on, now I'm reflecting that Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, not for the words, but I don't want people hearing me on this. The movie about Abraham. Oh no, Apocalypse, John the Baptist, he said, death won't have the last word. And it does not.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next station stop in about 30 minutes will be Wasco. Wasco Station is next. We're about an hour away from Bakersfield at this point. For those of you who are making bus connections in Bakersfield, I have notified the station, and those buses will be holding and waiting for this train. The train ahead of us is also running late, so all the buses will be holding at Bakersfield to transport you on to Southern California or your other destinations. So do not worry about missing your bus. All those buses are holding and waiting for us to arrive in Bakersfield.
All of the things I've known that I can tell in the atmosphere. I see it in every person whose belly they're under. I know when they're under Gloria's. I know when they're under Princeton. I know when they're under the church. I know when they're under Roberts. It's funny because I'll be like, okay, I'm shut my mouth now. I just can't wait to see certain people that I have not seen. People always ask me, well, what will be your biggest blessing? I mean, the biggest blessing is being with God. And that's the only biggest blessing. And freaking raising people that are sleeping tubes. That's it. I don't want any other thing. I'm just going near the thing. I actually want to work in the field. It's funny. Not for the rosary. I don't want that for something for that. Like crops like that. I like that kind of stuff. Laboring. Not for the rosary. I don't need sympathy or anything like that. I don't want the world on the train hearing me this or anything, because people are still in the world. So like I said, there's a layer that people are in hell. And then when hell is cast away, what happens? It becomes unveiled. Okay, this is what I wanted to give you. Tracy had did this to me one time, and it really hurt. It really took me to the core. Tracy was birthing me out spiritually, so I know I'm going through birthing pains. So let me give it to you. I'm going through contractions of birthing contractions, and everybody wants to flock over to me. I've just seen this multiple freaking times. Because Tracy had the same thing. She wanted to kick me. Literally. I know she wanted to kick the heck out of me. I don't know. She probably wanted to hit me there. Not for the words we haven't saying it's to be true. But it was her child. It was like, you ever seen a baby kick in the womb? It was like, boom, boom, trying to kick you. So Tracy would tell me things, and I would, listen at times. I'll be like, Tracy, I don't want to, I don't want, I almost ran in front of a bus because the contraction is that bad. And when a mother has contractions, it's like the head coming out and screaming up your head. And some stuff hurts like a rock going through your body. Ain't cool. So as I got through everybody and everyone, that's a lot. I kept on saying, what is the earthquake you keep on talking about? I thought it was going to be a natural earthquake, like the whole California about to go under. No, he's saying birth contractions. See, hoo, I got to breathe on this one. Not for the world's view. But he had restored in my heart that a 9.01 contraction will break a woman in half. And this comet at a speed, a pedometer of, let's say, 7.2 miles per hour. I mean, hello. That's why I had to go to a destination where I can really just sit and birth this child through. Because I'm a child, but at the same time, I got to birth a child through. And it pours out. I feel like this is like the Beauty and the Beast. I hate it when Pakistan, Afghanistan trying to get through, the people that are Mexican and all that. and try to give them money because they needed money to survive, to do all these things. But I love them enough to have mercy on them because they're my people. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of babies. Brown skinny, Caucasians and all that. Hawaiians too. I'm like, that has a lot of friction. That's not for the world people. Whoever's on this train trying to listen in is basic understanding that Tracy went through the same thing. And if she was going through every freaking place, and that's the churches included too, that are ministering on to the word and feeding the people, the flock, who are really apostles. So when I look at it like this, not the fakes who want to be antis, those are their kingdom, they fall with their kingdom. I used to always think, why did Mexico always talk about that? And it's not to segregate anybody, but it didn't like Puerto Rico. Something had done in the past of it. Why do certain people don't like certain places? Why did America go to war with Japan? Something must have told us in history that something was real. I couldn't understand it. But enough about the history. I don't like the backlog on that history. And it's not for the world's view. Not for words on the train listening in. But when Tracy was birthing me out, and she told me, stay still. Lay there on the floor. And I remember this one thing. I said, no, I don't do it. A couple times I got up and went to Los Angeles and said I had it. And then I laid back down that 1 minute. And I humbled myself. And I was free. But the Lord is going to do, you ever seen these things where this angel is so powerful that it said a blinking of an eye, it comes. A blinking of an eye. You were talking about 7.2 shooting missile coming through, right? A blink of an eye, and then all of a sudden you're woken up. I done told so many people, when you wake up, you'll understand what I say. When you wake up, you'll be in your body. When you wake up, you'll know what I did. When you wake up, you'll be in glory. When you wake up, you'll know. When you wake up, you'll know. When you wake up, you'll know. When you wake up, you will know. When you wake up, you will know. So, our mind, and not mine, theirs, is in what? Destruction of the flesh, desires, lust. There's another lady that sowed seeds for me, and her name was Tracy Moore. And when she planted me, she was by Jesus and Charles was by God. If they would have went through every place in the universe and speaking to them, they would have been birthing out the whole world. The rebellious ones that kept on going to their ways and winning their anti-ways are the ones that are going into destruction. For some reason, the Lord is speaking out to me heavy on this one. China, 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 China. I don't know why they keep on coming to me. China, China. I'm like hearing it loud like a boom. So when I keep on hearing China, 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 something's telling me that's about to go boom, gone. So mercy is there. Wow, that's great mercy. Freaking A. I never seen it this way. Oh God. But now I see it that it's China. It's China sitting on the head of everything. So now I see that in one moment everybody will be risen. And in that one moment, those will collapse. They will feel more torment than you can possibly imagine. You ever seen yourself go in a dimension where you feel the fire going through your body like a thermos. That is not a game to play with that. But now I see what's about to take place to China. You don't have to light a fire to know that God is the fire in us. That the real God, Yeshua of truth, Jesus Christ, is about to burn up China like never before. In their bodies. Because when you're made spiritual by your mother, woo, Jesus. It's not for the word spiritual, it's for the train. When your mother is made spiritual, and your father is made of flesh, it's a bad day for China. It's a bad day. It's a bad day. And then on the other end, we reach the verdict and we see what Saul did, and he converted into a witch, and the witch took him down into destruction because he wanted something that he couldn't find for himself inside him. Saul committed suicide. He so wanted to be God and wanted to be with God. He cut his own throat. Because I look at it sometimes when we look at the world, what was that guy named from the Apocalypse of X-Men? He so wanted to be God, but he needed 4 horsemen to do it. And he's trying to carry everything at one time. Tracy had told me one thing one time. She said, Janisha, you can't carry what God carries. This is when I was Janisha. It's not for the world's transaction sympathy. It's for you. Whoever gets on here and looks at it. It's not for the people in the train. Because one day it took me to notice that I couldn't be my father in me. How much stuff he didn't carried. That I will go nuts in this earthly body. It showed me that how can a mustard seed carry all that in one? I look at it now and look at the redwood trees. Tiny and up, all the way up. That's a whole lot. It's a whole lot of roots. It's not for the people on the train. It's real. And it actually does scare me. Because I don't want to carry that much. I'm scared too. I hate when people can say, "Oh yeah, I want to be in, I want to be with the God, and I want to see God. I want to go and carry what God carried. I want to carry what God carried. The light and living way of truth. I want to carry what God carried. Being a child. See, the devil can't be a child because the devil's in pride. And pride is basically envy, strife, anger, malice, conversion of his own, seeking only itself, wickedness, devouring, devotional to his own standards and not for others, hatred, hurt, no sympathy, gluttony, manic, stupid, and dumb. And don't want to open a dumb book anymore. Because in 2018 and before 2018, I was always opening dumb books. I just don't want to carry what God carried for me. Don't. There's only 2 things I said I wanted to have. Is that 2 and that one. That's it. I'm done.